What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to our latest edition of Raiders Latest News, where we bring you the Raiders latest news. It's been a little while lately, so we do apologize, but hey, the Raiders, things are coming together, the coaching staff is set, and it's just going to go hunky-dory from here, right? Or at least we hope so. So we're going to bring you into it as the Raiders announce their entire list of coaching announcements, or hirings, let's put it that way. But anyway, here we go. So the Raiders coming out with that full list. So obviously Pete Carroll and Matt Capurro, both, Capurro coming over in a similar role from his vice president of coaching operations with the Seahawks, coming back with Pete Carroll. That's really good to see. Also Chip Kelly, now being one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in the NFL, coming to work with Brock Bowers and company. You love to see it as the offensive coordinator. Also Chris Beatty, the former Chicago Bears interim offensive coordinator, as well as wide receivers coach for the Chargers and everything, but he comes over and is going to be coaching up the wide receivers. So Bob Bicknell is going to be the senior offensive assistant. I think this is a good that's a good retention, or a good coaching, a good coach to have in this staff. Let's put it that way. Also, Sean Binks coming up as the offensive assistant. You've got Brandon Carroll as well as Nate Carroll. Brandon Carroll and Nate Carroll, I believe, are the sons. Well, Brandon Carroll, I know for sure. I believe Nate Carroll's also the son of obviously Pete Carroll. But run game coordinator for the offensive line will be Brandon Carroll, coming over from his similar role as the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach for Washington. And then Nate Carroll will be the assistant quarterbacks coach. Andy Dickerson will be the assistant offensive line coach. Kyle Fuller in his capacity at offensive quality control. You also got Deland McCullough coming over from Notre Dame as the running backs coach. Thank God we'll get some stability back in this running game. Greg Olson set to be the quarterbacks coach. You also got Joe Philbin, the senior offensive assistant, as well as Luke Steckel. I didn't know this, but his dad, Les Steckel, was the former head coach of the Vikings back in the day. So it is what it is there. But Luke will be the tight ends coach. Patrick Graham, retaining him as the DC. That's really good to see for the Raiders. Also, you got John Glenn, not Aaron Glenn, as we had talked about him great in past videos, but he's going to be the linebackers coach. Kenyon Jackson will be assisting the D-line. And Rob Leonard, thank God, is also back as the defensive line coach, a tremendous coach, and I'm really excited that he's back with the Raiders. Ty McKenzie back, will be the defensive assistant and linebackers coach. You got defensive quality control. Bayan Rousseau will be in charge of that. Marcus Robertson as the defensive backs coach, as well as Rip Rowan as a defensive assistant, and Joe Woods as a passing game coordinator for the defense, as well as a defensive backs coach. Now, Tom McMahon will also be in his capacity as special teams coordinator. You got Cade Brannings as a quality control for special teams, and then Darius Swinton also as the special teams assistant. So, hey, staff's in place. Now let's go find a quarterback and let's go start fixing all of the issues. Speaking of quarterback, to fix issues, so there's been a lot of rumors and conjecture this offseason. We've definitely been at the precipice of it, but Matt Stafford is very interesting in this capacity. He's clearly on the wrong side of 30, and we understand all of that, but he would be interesting. I think that the Rams are clearly going to be looking for a long-term answer at quarterback because they'd like to win now, and Matt Stafford is still a really good quarterback, and I think that if you were to pull off a trade for him, you'd want at least a couple of years guarantee and everything, but I think that he would be at least somebody that you would want to come in and be there for at least a couple of years, and I don't think you're going to give up anything more than a fourth-round pick for him because, Matt Stafford, as good as he is right now, still is just he's older and he's clearly on the last tread on his tires. So it is what it is there. Definitely one of the latest things to kind of come out from a lot of the latest rumors and everything for one of the latest additions for the Raiders. Now, speaking of latest additions, or retentions rather, we'll put out a video about cut candidates and the top quarterback prospects and all that stuff a little bit later. But Malcolm Koonce. We have basically pounded on the table for Malcolm Koonce ever since the Raiders drafted him a couple of years ago, coming up out of Buffalo. This dude was a stud and did not get really the time of day when he first came on with McDaniels and everything, but really came on strong a couple of years ago. And I really believe that the shoulder injury sucks and everything, but I think it will be a blessing in disguise for the Raiders because I still think you could get him back for relatively cheap on a one-year deal, and then if he wants to go get paid in free agency or be back with the Raiders, I'm good with either deal there. So, like we said, we'll come back with a list of cut candidates as well as guys that they need to have in retention, but Malcolm Koonce needs to stay a Raider. I'm just going to come out and say it. But overall, that is it. That is our latest Raiders news for Thursday, February 13th. Again, we apologize for some of the lateness and kind of coming back, but overall, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.